Hi, welcome to Star Power Alchemy YouTube. My name is Alejandra Sofia and I'm tuning in to the Virgo new moon August 30th, 2019 at 6:37 a.m. Pacific time. So first, the setup. What this moon, what this time, what this new cycle that's coming in is how we're leading up to it. We're coming out of the Leo lunar wave cycle that's seated at the Leo new moon. Every new moon is a beginning. It's a beginning of a cycle, and that cycle lasts 28 to 29 days from new moon to new moon. So the full moon time is 2 weeks after the new moon, is a time of culmination. So getting inside of each sign through the new moon, it's activating that particular channel in you, in the collective, that particular sign that's getting initiated, the cycle, the new cycle that's beginning through each new moon. So this is the Virgo new moon of 2019 on August 30th. That's truly taking us out of the summer and into the fall, the autumn equinox energies, and wrapping up some things that we've been working through collectively, individually, personally, and really getting ready to move into the fall and making decisions and the new understandings, the new awarenesses that have come through with this rich July 2019 and summer of 2019 with all that we've been through. And please check out my videos below that highlight the new moon Cancer total eclipse that we had in June, and then our Leo, and Mercury retrograde, and then Leo new moon July 31st, and then to really get a sense of what's happening to lead you to help you navigate your fall. So before I go into the new moon in Virgo, because I really want to open up who Virgo is and what that Virgo life stream, the energy, the living stream, sign journey, archetype of Virgo, and the purpose of it in our human template, and take from that how to work with that in your own life, and where each new moon is getting activated, where the signs are is personal to us, and we all have our own individual charts to get deeper inside of our uniqueness. So this is a general reading for the Virgo new moon. There's several key things highlighting this lunar wave cycle initiating through the new cycle that's seeding on August 30th until the following new moon in early October. And in the month of September, we're going to have, so we have August 30th, we have the new moon in Virgo, and then on September 13th, we have the full moon in Pisces that's conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And then on the 18th, September 18th, we have Saturn moving direct. So it's going to be stationing these next few weeks after through the new moon, stationing in the degree that it's stationing in, and then moving direct. So issues on authority, power and authority are really going to be getting more cleared up in terms of how to move in my reality and how to move forward, the structures I want to build, and how I want to rebuild as well. So that's in the middle of the month of September. And then on September 21st, right before the autumn equinox on September 23rd, which totally takes us out of the summer energies and the summer season, we have Jupiter and Neptune, Jupiter in Sagittarius and Neptune in Pisces, making their final square of 3 that they've been making all year long in those signs. So it's been the key themes of dreaming your dream and finding solutions, opening up creative doors to actualize those dreams, to find new pathways for yourself. So this is a big month that's seeding through the Virgo new moon. So the Virgo new moon is again on August 30th at 6:37 a.m. and it's a lineup, it's a stellium of Virgo lining up through that new moon. We're going to have all the personal planets. So the sun and moon are always in conjunction with each other, and the sun and moon yang and the yin, the masculine, the feminine, these opposite realities that play out through polarities through physical reality. Sun being self, my creative identity, the moon being many parts of myself, all these, you know, feelings, definitely emotions, being at home with yourself, having a feeling of belonging, and then the dark side of the moon as well. The moon is very fluid, so it's really telling a story of your emotional journey and the unconscious imprints. So unconscious moon, conscious sun, the past moon, the future the sun. So with the sun and moon coming together, we initiate through the beginning of, again, the lunar wave cycle, and moon phase 1 is the new moon, and with this new moon in Virgo, we've got all the other personal planets. We've got Mercury, the communicator, Venus, the beauty, art, heart, and Mars, action, willpower, and Juno, partnership, all in the sign of Virgo, all piling up together within 9 degrees in the early degrees of Virgo, within the first 15 degrees of Virgo. So that's powerful right there. So let's get inside of Virgo. And who is Virgo? Virgo is an earth sign, so earth is grounding, practical, stability, right? Structure, the beginning of structure. You know, through the, I'm going to use some of the other signs to help activate who Virgo is. So Taurus is the beginning earth in terms of the triplicity of earth signs. That's the vessel, and Virgo establishes and embodies and grounds earth through creating systems, right? And then Capricorn advances it. Capricorn brings it's more advanced, visioning, planning, grounding, more structure, having a bigger plan. And this is just a simplistic model of those three signs as they play out in the human sphere. So Virgo, there's an advancement already happening in the sign of Virgo with, like, okay, so on a soul level, here I am, how do I care for myself? So that's one thing with Virgo that I see. Virgo the fixer, Virgo the ecologist, Virgo the holistic health thinker. Virgo, when Virgo is functioning intact, it's a holistic model of reality. It's ecology, it's ecosystem, it's taking care of all these systems and seeing how all the systems run together, running the numbers, doing the stats, doing the data. There's a lot of different aspects to Virgo. Virgo's a mutable sign. It's practical oriented. It really likes things that get it grounded and founded in a reality that helps it navigate more clearly, because that is what Virgo on a deep soul level is searching for: how to navigate accurately, how to navigate efficiently, how to choose those choices that are the best for me. And in that sense, that's where Virgo helps you in your reality of optimizing who you are. Now, one of the things with the sign of Virgo is there's a few, every sign again has I apologize for what's happening over there, although I can't help when I choose a spot, the sounds aren't happening and then things begin to happen. So I'm just flowing with what I'm tuning into, and I hope you stick with me if this is resonating for you. So Virgo the fixer, let's just start there. The fixer. Virgo is here for you in that as you gain a ground within yourself of understanding how you work, how to care for yourself, the things that you also want to do, how to optimize your reality in your own creative pursuits. So Virgo being, again, this mutable sign, everything is being considered in the sign of Virgo, like from down to the food you're eating, the amount of sleep you're getting, the quality of water. It's quality awareness, it's quality of and that's where the choice comes in with Virgo, is like, does this work for me? Does that not work for me? And that's where I see Virgo as the dietitian. Like, if you look at your diet on every level of the things you're taking into your sensual world through your senses, into your intellect, and are they helping you on a holistic level, or are they compartmentalizing? Virgo is a queen compartmentalizer when it's broken inside. Virgo tends the dark side, I'll say the more unconscious aspects of Virgo, or the aspects of Virgo that when the heart is closed and the emotions are shut down, because remember, Virgo's polar opposite is Neptune, so there's some polarity there there's a polarity there that depicts the story of the earth and water, the practical and the dreamy, and intellect, because Virgo also does rule intellect, but on a deeper level, it's an intellect that's working within the soundness of a holistic system. So there's that rulership of Mercury over the sign of Mercury, the rulership of Mercury to Virgo, and very much Virgo being an analytical thinker. But when you unite the heart with the mind, you think on a whole new level that is body wisdom thinking. So it's you tapping into your intuitive wisdom as well. But in a fragmented system, if you've been and being wounded, so there's Pisces in the opposition of Virgo. So there's telling the story of, like, if you're being pummeled and abused on an emotional level and you're holding those patterns, these trauma patterns, you inevitably split off inside of yourself. And so Virgo can be really you can be under Virgo abuse and abusing others with your Virgo, right? So I call it Virgo abuse, when Virgo is not united and in sync with Pisces and feeling, and because that is what, through the balance, through the rhythmic balance of these two signs, because we really are working in a holistic model no matter what, and Virgo is helping you tap into your intuitive body. It is body wisdom. And so that Virgo functions on a lot of every level of reality. And so as you so the best way to work with the sign of Virgo in this month is really simplifying. We've got a grand trine of Uranus, with a grand trine with Uranus and Saturn in Capricorn. Uranus in the sign of Taurus, Saturn in Capricorn, coming into forming a grand trine with the sun and moon. And in that sun and moon conjunction, we've got Mars in a 1-degree orb conjunction. So this is an action-oriented new moon in Virgo, and the action comes from really you connecting with who you are, because Virgo is the rudder. Virgo is the rudder sign. It wants to help you connect. It wants to serve you. That's what, use your Virgo to the best of your self-awareness and self-connection by connecting in with what really works for you, to connect in with your rhythms, because that is the true Virgo. Queen Virgo who is wanting to bring the earth back together into a holistic sensibility, common sense, soundness, natural rhythms, what really does feel good, and what creates the good life. And so another word for Virgo is Virgo. The Virgo in you really wants you to thrive, and in order for you to thrive, you've got to be your own steward of your ecosystem, of the environment that you're creating mentally, emotionally, on every level. How are you walking with yourself? How are you dressing yourself? How are you feeding yourself? How are you understanding who you are and your type? So there's a lot of different health models of of finding out more about you and helping you understand yourself. Astrology, Ayurveda, Myers-Briggs test. There's so many out there. There's that help you kind of get inside of who you are, so that you can truly treat yourself better and work with yourself better. So that's the kind of systems and the systems thinking, feeling that Virgo is doing, and applying it also to, I see Virgo as the permaculturalist of the zodiac. So you're applying this to every area of your life. She's a feng shui master, and feng shui being feng shui permaculturalist, like how you're creating your business, how you're the kinds of choices you're making, because it's also important through the sign of Virgo that you are synchronizing in rhythm with your true values. So getting to the heart of your values, and the frustration that occurs with Virgo when it's in a domination submission mode, Virgo, another word for Virgo is the employee. So it's the gopher, the automaton, like not actually working for yourself, working for someone else, following somebody else's rules, following through with somebody else's values, and you may not value them. So when you're feeling out of sync and out of sorts with yourself, Virgo wants to sort it out for you. Again, this is not working for me. And to stop convincing yourself, you know, moving up into the intellect, suppressing what you really want, you know, and dividing yourself. So when Virgo is under division and separation and compartmentalization and not really feeling and trusting yourself and what you want, and so it's under, again, the dominion of entrenched patterns of self-doubt and all the other more negative feelings that keep you on the dark side of your moon, the dark side of your lunacy, right? And so to come into a healthy mode, because come into like a spring, it's a running spring essentially. What Virgo's here to do is like, okay, how do I keep this system healthy? That's what Virgo wants to come into any situation and go, okay, how do I improve this situation and make it healthy? I want to optimize this. I want to make it efficient and effective, so you can apply that to your own individual life, and discovering who you are and how you work. And you know, and because we're so largely affected by each other, and we're also receiving a lot of information about what's good for us, what's bad for us, I believe there is a way in which, a path in which you really do have to find out for yourself what works and what doesn't, and be really real and be really honest with yourself. And so one of those things that I'll mention right now for myself is, I've been hearing it for years. We have to have like 8 hours of sleep, and now there's data out there that sleep. If we're not getting 8 hours of sleep, we're taking years off our life, and so it's just this standard that's applied to everyone. And I don't believe that that's true, because am I going to feel bad about myself that and then worry and freak out like, oh my God, I'm not following that model of reality that's supposed to be the most healthiest model, because there's this proof out there that these doctors, you know, they're proving that this is true. And do I need to really believe that? And so that's where we have to sift and sort through information that's given to us and really find out for ourselves. There's other models out there. So another model has just come into my reality by a guy named Dr. Michael Bruce, I think his name is, and he's come up with this model of sleeping reality, of where there's 4 different types of animals, and they each have their own rhythms, and that one makes a lot more sense to me. And so I'm beginning to work with that model of, like, to help me make sense of myself. And so that's just one example of many, many examples of how to don't just trust Western thought. When you open up your Virgo, so keep in mind that Virgo is connected to 3 other mutable signs, and we've got mutable Gemini, and mutable Gemini, air sign. It's really keep an open mind and an open system to opening up your ideology to other forms of thought that could help you and serve you, so that you can apply the things that really do work for you, and experiment. Also, Sagittarius, the explorer that needs to experiment and find out for myself, is this really working for me? And so going back to my example, like, wow, an 8-hour model really doesn't work for me, and of sleeping, and what does work for me, and so that's just to create more ease and relaxation, because that's what Virgo's after. It's like, I want to make things better. I want things to feel better. And again, there's Pisces on the opposite of Virgo. There's a feeling base to Virgo, and I want things to feel good, and I do deserve happiness and now I'm understanding too. I'm just kind of speaking Virgo out loud here, of like, oh, because I've been creating all this, like, as you're discovering how you've been creating stress, and as you're increasing well-being, that's another keyword for Virgo. And what Virgo's goal is to create wellness, is to create well-being through what it's in service to. So as you unite with your heart and your soul and your spirit, and you move out of being in submission to other people's ideologies because you think you have to work that job, and you start making a plan for yourself, there's Capricorn of like, I'm going to empower myself, and I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I believe that we have a lot of entrepreneurial pursuits living inside of each one of us to create our own business, because that's truly what Virgo wants. Virgo wants a high standard of living up to one's own self. And so that's another reason, that's another, like, don't Virgo abuse yourself if you're not living up to your standards. Be kind to yourself. That's the true Virgo. Please insert, please weave in, Virgo the weaver, please weave in compassion and empathy and understanding while you are pursuing and in pursuit of a higher quality of living and being and expressing yourself. So, so in this month, this rich month of really grounding in as we're coming out of the Leo new moon and into Virgo, there's a feeling of self-understanding of how to move in your reality with that grand earth trine. And it's going to be a powerful month of this grand earth trine, because and I'll speak to that in my weekly astrology. So tune into those reports that I put out every week on the coming energies that will help me I'll get more inside of this Earth. So this Earth energy with Saturn and Capricorn, and Saturn's moving direct in the month of September. There's like it's this feeling of like, I get it. Yep. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to simplify here. All right, I'm going to cut back here. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. Actually, I'm going to experiment through simplifying and saying no to that and just reducing my schedule so I can do more of that other thing. And so that's included in all areas of your life. Taking a break. This is a great time for a cleanse. So iPhone cleanse, screen time cleanse, caffeine cleanse, alcohol cleanse, whatever kind of cleanse. All of the above cleanse, to just take a break so that you can have the opposite experience of what you've been having. And I just want to give more more of a picture of what cleansing is. It's just taking a break. It's like, I'm not going to do that for a while. I've been doing that every day, and I don't know if that's actually really working for me. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a time out and have a new experience. So it might feel like I'm depriving myself, but I'm actually giving to myself. So just reframing reality for yourself so that you can really find out what's working for you and what's not working for you. Everything is included. Relationships are included. Yes, if you have children, that may not be as easy, but maybe there's something to figure out with your partner if you're a co-parent to like figure out how to get a little bit more time to yourself. Or there's just a new way of doing it. Or maybe it's the opposite of that. It's like, I'm going to do less of that so I can spend more time with my kids, and this is what I want to bring in. So it is about maximizing yourself and increasing quality. It's quality control. Virgo is a quality control in you. And again, kindness, compassion, empathy are part of that quality control, because it's a heart-centered Virgo, and in care of your reality and the foods you're eating, the things you're consuming. So how you spend money, how you value money. Do you value money more than kindness? Right? Those kinds of things, especially living in a capitalistic, materialistic culture that is set up for that. Oh, never mind kindness. Money first. Money is the value that we bottom line everything on money. And our world is changing, and that is what's getting excavated, is getting to the deep spiritual meaning of life. And that's where you're going to find your Virgo working for you. So you work for your Virgo working for you, of really diving deep into what you value and how to live your values to the best of your ability. And so Virgo, I'm also highlighting Virgo the skill builder, Virgo the artist, Virgo the technician, Virgo the researcher. Virgo is a skill building sign. So, and it's a sign that sets you up for mastery. And what is mastery but the astute ability to do something, or create something. And so it's the master of fine arts. You need your Virgo to be a master of fine arts, and to be a master of anything, because it's that honed skill that of whatever it is, whatever product it is you're bringing into the world, whatever it is, whatever art you're expressing, whatever service that you're bringing through your own heartfelt and heart-filled expression of what you love to do and how you like to share it, and that particular thing that you like to give yourself to. So a trade, a vocation, a task. So Virgo, also the house cleaner. Virgo loves to clean. Virgo likes a clean environment. Virgo needing to clean your house. You can just keep going on and on with Virgo, because every area of your life, and being like the steward permaculturalist in your life, and having a model of reality that helps you live with more ease. So like philosophical, landing in some kind of belief system that helps to support you, and nature at the base of it, at the center of it, really helps Virgo thrive, because the best of Virgo is being when Virgo tunes in and really sees all the systems of the earth and how the sun, the moon, really getting into the deep analytical nature of Virgo that loves to tune into nature and just follow the flow of nature. The path of least resistance, a Zen philosophy, and those kinds of nature-based ancient wisdom. Virgo, inside of you lives wisdom when you allow yourself to land in and release the cultural mind that's really created a chasm between the soul and the intellect. So Virgo is key to bringing these seemingly two parts of yourself together and healing and restoring yourself. So that's another good word for Virgo, is restoration, reparation, repair, fixing, right? Fixing something and the best of fixing, and learning how to be present in your moment and be with yourself with more ease and happiness. So as you are creating more things in your life, whatever it is that you're doing, and creating this month of Virgo with Saturn moving direct, with Jupiter coming into a square with Neptune in Pisces, it feels like there's just really, and in this grand trine with Uranus and Taurus, and in the early degrees of Taurus, there's a power in you simplifying, and in one or two or several areas of your life, just simplifying in the way that resonates for you, so that you can move forward with more joy and create more daily routine, Virgo, daily routine, daily rhythms, daily habits that are supportive to you, that support your well-being, and that consequently bring wellness into your ecosystem, your environment, with the other organisms that you're living with in your environment, and that's plant, animal, mineral, everything, and including the people that live in your environment. Is just really creating more of creating more harmony. And Virgo very much is actively wanting harmony, and harmony is effectiveness, right? Harmony is flow. Harmony is a job well done, and I mean it in the best way, not in a holistic way, and not in a punishing way of like bad job. I mean, like, with the healthy mind of Virgo, when you're using your Virgo well, you're being kind to yourself. You're being kind, and you're using a kind voice, and you're being kind and forgiving towards others. And it's not to say you're not getting mad. I don't mean that at all. It's just is you're weaving in more healthy emotions to help to support you, and they're also supportive of others as well. So in this opposition with this stellium, this personal planet stellium in Virgo, there's an opposition of Neptune in Pisces, and the full moon, which I will highlight later in a full moon video, the moon is conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So it is about a spirituality that is opening your heart up. So Virgo needs a spirituality that is to open your heart up to life and to all that is, and to and how you want to serve it, how you want to be a part of it, how you get ignited, and also the things you do need to learn, because there is a how-to, learning how to do things. Again, Virgo has a very, very practical, just wants to learn the basics, how to fix a car. There's a zillion things and more of things to learn how to do. And especially in this day and age, as everything is increasing, population is increasing, technology is increasing, everything's increasing. It seems like goodness is increasing and evil is increasing, but as you choose your value, and that's why it's ever more important at this time of more liberation on the planet than has ever been, but still a tremendous amount of pain and suffering and ideologies that keep creating that kind of suffering, terrible suffering, cruel ideologies and actions based on that cruelty that keep perpetuating separation. And it's ever important to really claim that ideology that you really believe in, and come together with other people and to create businesses and to create collaborations. So Virgo is, as you're working for yourself with and applying holistic knowledge to your reality, you're gonna create more of a healthy relationships as well, and especially going into the month of, as we go into September, we're coming into a very, very, very rich fall in the month of October. Pardon me, I meant October, as just going a little glimpse beyond, because I want to put this more into the perspective of this year of 2019 going into 2020, that and then we're in this powerful year of Saturn and Pluto coming into a conjunction, and they come into an exact conjunction on January 12th, 2020. So Saturn, authority; Pluto, power and authority issues. And as you're claiming your power and authority and continuing to remodel yourself, because that's essentially what's happening, is a demolition with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. It's been in the sign of Capricorn since 2008, and so there's been a slow demolition happening, and on cultural and personal levels. And then in this last year and a half, Saturn coming into Capricorn is really about facing reality in ways that are helping you stabilize in a heart-centered way, not in a giving up way, but in a heart-centered way, and really creating more backbone and courage as well. And there is courage needed when working with Saturn, and a courage to stand up to yourself, and a courage to stand up to others, and a courage to stand up to reality. So moving forward into October, we're going to hit the Libra month with the new moon and Pluto moving direct. We're really heading into a rich fall of some powerful choices. It just feels like more and more people are getting empowered and excited about coming together. You know, for those of us who are interested in opening up our hearts and stepping out of these blind comfort zones of that have been creating separation, and as you continue to believe in yourself and believe in the harmony, believe in the universe, believe in the connection, Neptune and Pisces, opening up a spiritual connection of all that is, that really does embrace all people and all ways and all life in a positive way, and moving positively and creating solutions that are positive, and actions that are positive, and practical actions that are positive, that have a beneficial effect on the planet. And that is where, on a soul level, Jupiter is a ruler of Virgo. Jupiter is a ruler of Virgo, and so you really feel that magnanimous quality of Jupiter. That, again, it's a subtle level. It's a subtle level that Jupiter's a ruler of that. But as you take and apply what you really believe in and what you really want, and you learn to love and rewire yourself and clear yourself, and really do the things you need to do to sift out what's not working, and choose what is working for you, and really creating a healthy, holistic model, honoring the laws of nature, and honoring the laws of nature as they flow through you. And as you come into your own dominion, it's opening up doors for others to do the same. And the true Virgo is stepping, like there is a way in which, because Neptune's in Pisces, back up, Neptune's in Pisces, opening up the arms of love and all embracing, but doesn't mean not without boundaries. Please, Saturn in Capricorn is taking us through an initiation of boundaries. You can have an open heart and boundaries at the same time, and it is necessary that we have boundaries. And part of the boundaries is engaging in critical thinking and critical feeling. We need to critically think and critically feel to really get clear and honed in on what your yeses are, what your nos are, and what your maybes are, so that you can be clear about what is a yes, what is a no, and what is a maybe, instead of having entangled language of doubting yourself and saying yes when you actually really felt no, and saying no when you actually felt yes, and all that being really, really important in terms of a base to land inside of, to work with. That you can use that to help you work with choices, and you're making choices all day long. Every moment we're making choices. And so your Virgo wants to support you in making healthy choices that are inwardly supportive of you and consequently supportive of others. So just slow down, reduce, simplify, meditate more, pause, important, pause to open up, feel, make powerful intentions, connect in with inner well-being through that pause. Well-being, set the intention as you move into another segment of your life, because our days are filled up with segments of our life, and you know, the switching from task to task, there's segments, and anything you're doing, you can just watch yourself go through a day and go, oh yeah, that was the beginning of a segment, that was the end of a segment, it's the beginning of a segment. And learning how to pause in those beginning and ending moments, and just kind of set an intention and move forward. And that's going to help you really hold use your Virgo to the best of your abilities. So let's see, any other key things happening here for the month of September through the Virgo new moon. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius squaring off. It's more of a wide square to the Sun and Moon and Neptune. And so again, that Jupiter square Neptune, where it's a time of finding new creative solutions. And also I see Sagittarius as a lifestylist. So Jupiter in Sagittarius, like what is your true, you may have a model of reality that lives inside of you, and and you don't see the model of reality that you want to live by around you. So that's part of where it's time to adventure. Jupiter Sagittarius, adventure with more excitement, following your passion, being guided by what excites you, what invigorates you, and learning how to do something, creating something. It could be just something coming from you. You're the creator of it. Nobody else is doing it. You're innovating that. So it's moving, finding solutions, also getting out there. Jupiter in Sagittarius wants to get out there, the World Wide Web, the worldwide travel, just stepping out into diversified circles, because Jupiter in Sagittarius is diverse, multicultural. It's all of that. And so art, getting out there and being exposed to other people's art, coming into collaboration with other people and their art and your art. Artistic collaborations, absolutely, Sagittarius. And just opening up the doors of opportunity, and that you're doing what it is that you know you need to do. So there's certain necessity in the sign of Virgo of like, you know what, I need to do this. If I want to get from here to there, I'm going to need to learn how to do this. And so here I go, right? So there's a lot of new, because we've got Mars conjuncting Neptune, Mars conjuncting the Sun and Moon in Virgo. It is a go month. It's time to go. And in all the ways that I described go, like go simplify, go reduce, go, go inward, and also mobilize yourself in the areas that you want to move forward in, but it's from a center, it's inside of you, and not moving, if your center has been projected onto the culture, you're moving based on how the culture tells you to move and how the societal mind tells you to move, then that's part of what's hurting you. So as you're moving from your own center, there's a mobilization towards the things that you want, how you want to be caring for yourself and your reality. So there you go. Please subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more, the full moon and some other goodies that I have coming up. Thanks so much for watching. Peace and bless.